Now, if you watched the video yesterday, I told you guys we were going to risk it for the biscuit a little bit. And that's what we're going to here to do today. I just want to show you guys some of this crazy training that I got last night. And I was cooking. I got training at average around 40, but I got so much at like 30 per and all the different type of stuff. Look at these 83, 16K, 17K, 16K, 22K, 22K. We got 87, 100. It's not even going to show all the bids I got, but you can see I was cooking on training. Reason why I was cooking on training, they released 2 new cards today that are absolutely fantastic. And they're crazy. They're absolutely crazy. Leonard Moore, I believe he's a 6'2", 89 speed corner. Can get up to, I think he can get up to 90 man and 90 zone. He's going for 1.1 million coins. Right? But that's not all. We also got a Carnell Tate. He's 6'3", 6'4". His card last year for the college football playoff, 95 overall, was one of the best receivers I used all year. 88 speed. You see he's crazy too. I'm sure his price is well above that 800K, 9 million, 700K. So, I'm going to have 2-part video. It's going to be kind of like a pack battle-esque. I actually recorded one last night. We actually did 36K in fresh face rolls last night. I'm going to put that towards the end of the video. But before I do that, and before I get into anything, you know my motto. My mom told me closed mouths don't get fed. Apologize for the voice. I'm just waking up because it's like 4:30 in the morning in Australia. I'm trying to get this recorded because this is when these cards are going to be at their height. So hit the like button, drop a sub. I appreciate all the love and support. We're going to try to make some coins today, boys. We're going to try to make some coins today. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Hey, ain't we been through it all? Then we sleep on them floors. Everybody we thought we needed, we don't need them no more. Run it up, don't check the score. No, I'm balling.
Alrighty, boys. There's 2 packs I'm thinking about opening today. Obviously, like I said, I'm going to show you guys my 36K of the fresh faces at the end. But mainstays 87 plus. And I did fresh faces, but people have been telling me these alumni rolls are crazy. Now, with these alumni rolls, there's only 486s you can get. Then you can get Vince Young, and then you can get the 2 season cards. I'll be honest, I watched a lot of people open up these mainstay cards yesterday. It's an 87 simulator, a Bray Hubbard, and all those boys popping out of these. So I think I'm going to go with alumni. I do think I'm going to go with alumni. Let me show you guys, let me get this training out of the binder. I think we're going to open up those alumni and see if we can cook. Essentially, the only problem with the alumni versus the mainstays is the mainstays, you have the 287s, and you also have the 2 LTDs that you can potentially pull, and then you also have the 2 season, the new season cards. So you have essentially 4 cards, whereas in the alumni, you only have 3 cards. You have your Vince Young, and then you have your other card, your 2 season cards as well. You pull any 86s out of the alumni, you're kind of cooked. But at the end of the day, because I got all this training at like 0.4 to 0.39, what we're opening up the alumni is, if we do the alumni 2600 times, let's say 0.39, we're opening it up at basically 100K. So that's why, to me, it's worth it, because we're opening up the pack at 100K. Now, for us opening the pack at the 100K, right, and I should have just quick sold that, but nevertheless, if we actually go to the auction house and look at 86 alumni and see what they're going for at this moment, right, they're actually going for around that mark. So this is why this has great validity to it compared if we open up the mainstays, right? The mainstays are 3,600 times 39. That's 140K. So every time you pull a mainstay 87, you're making 140K. Now, the mainstays are up. As you can see, I'm actually going to buy this one real quick because that's great training. Thank you. You can see the mainstay 87s are actually up to 130K. So it's actually not bad pulling either one at this moment, because you can see 130. If you can sell these for 130, you're opening up for 140, right? You're only losing about 10, 15K even after taxes. But with the alumni, right, remember, we got our trading at 0.39. Every time you pull a 90, you're opening it up for 100K, you'll be able to sell it for 100K too. So you're only losing 10K every time you open up an 86 alumni. Get it? Got it? Good. And if you don't understand what I mean by training per, it's obviously training per coins for training. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it and see if we can cook. I'm actually going to keep that Bray Hubbard for my team because I do want a Bray Hubbard for my team since I got him basically at training value. He's cool. He's cool unless we get a B&D one. But like I said, we're going to have basically over 40K to see if we can cook and see if we can make our coins back. Now, how much did this all cost me? 41740 again times, we'll say times 40. I think it's more times 39, but it's about 1.6 million coins is what this cost me. Now, what does that look like? We're about to find out. We're about to find out if we can cook and if we make things happen. It's a huge risk, absolute huge risk. But again, if we pull a Lenny Moore or 2 Tates already off rip, we cook. We absolutely cook. So let's get it. Let's get in and see what we can do. First pack, it's Vince Young. That's cool. He's only 300K, but remember, we're opening up this pack at 100K, so that triples my profit right there. That triples my profit just off of one card, triple profit. But we want to see some season cards is what we want to see. Alumni, again, we're only losing about 10K. Even you can see he sells for 92K. Remember, I showed you guys we're opening the pack at 100K. So even after taxes, let's say if I sell for 90K, we're only losing about 19K. So we're looking for some big pools. Another one. Now, I won't quick sell those and go back in because the 86 alumni are well above training price. Well above training price. So we're just seeing if we can make something happen, right? That's all we're doing, seeing if we can make something happen. All we need is about 1 or 2 pools. 1 or 2 of the new season pools and we cook. But, we do got to get those pools. We do have to get those pools. Because if we don't, our profit's not going to be as high as it could be. Now, like I said, I probably could open up the mainstays, but I've seen such bad reviews of the mainstays in terms of I haven't seen anyone pull a season card out of the mainstays. Now, it doesn't look like we're pulling anything out of the alumni at this moment, but that's not here nor there. We still got, 9+ packs of the alumni to see if we can cook. So let's see if we can. Maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe it was a bad idea to do this, but I wanted to try something and do something a little bit different. So, and all this stuff is obviously going to get sold before this weekend. Probably going to try to get sold before the end of the day, to be completely honest. But we're halfway through, over halfway through, and we haven't got a season card yet. So. Yeah, welcome to the cookout. Welcome to the cookout. This is the risk sometimes you take, right? You do take these risks, and right now, I don't know if I should have went into the mainstays or I don't know. I don't know. Let me try one mainstay to switch it up. One mainstay to switch it up, and then I guess we'll just end it. And see, this is what I was worried about with the mainstays, but Bray Hubbard. But like I said, we could sell for 130. So yeah, we risked it for the biscuit, and our risk did not pay off. It did not pay off whatsoever. So the funny thing is, I think we're going to be up overall, but we didn't hit the big pool like we wanted to. If we're being completely honest, we did not hit the big pool like we wanted to, and that's okay. That happens. So, bit of an L on my part. We started with events. We walk off with events. Like I said, we didn't get one of the big pools, but the 2 Vinces really, really help out because he is 300K at the moment, I believe. So 288. So we'll go to the binder, calculate this, and actually, what I'm going to do. I'm going to full send here. We're going to absolutely full send. And we're going to quick sell those 2 Bray Hubbards that we got in the binder. So bear with me. All right, we quick sell those Bray Hubbards just to do a full send. Full send and see what we can do. Now, probably should have went into the fresh faces because that market is up too. But nevertheless, here we are. Alumni. They cooked me. They absolutely positively cooked me. People said Alumni was the move. I should have stuck with my gut and just listened to what I thought, but I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but we just prove that Alumni are not the move. 40K into Alumni, all 86s, 2 Vince Youngs. Yikes. All right, boys, just to end off the video, let's check and see how much we made. So Vince Youngs, I'm going to count for 300K. Yes, we have a bunch of Anthony Hills. Stay tuned. So that's 300K, that's 600K. We're gonna just basically say we can get 100K for all these guys, right? Remember, we spent 1.6 million. So we got 1.4 million back plus the 2 Vince Youngs, which is about 2 million. So we made 1.8 out of the 1.6. Now, if you want to say these are 90K instead of, but I'm saying they're 100K minus tax, right? So 100K minus tax. So we made coins, but we didn't make coins to the level I thought we would, if I'm being completely honest. Remember, I spent 1.6. We got about 2 million back, give or take maybe 100K, just because of if these sell for 10K or whatnot. Yeah. Not bad. I mean, we profited, but didn't profit to the great that we thought. So appreciate you, boys. Enjoy the fresh face rolls we're going to do. Compare and contrast the two. Like I said, we did 36K in the fresh faces, about 40K in the Alumni. Y'all let me know which one was better. I know I think which one was better, but I'll let y'all decide that, all right? So enjoy. All right, boys, here you go, showcasing my training. This is actually my second time recording this. The audio over it because my mic was unmuted. So, but I told you guys we tried 36,000 fresh faces rolls just to compare to contrast, right? Now, obviously, at the time you're seeing this, the market is way up. So with the market being way up, it may be even a better time to go into these if you can get your training cheap enough. We got our 36K training at around 0.4. I was getting 83s around 16, 17K. As I showed y'all earlier in the video, I was getting 87s around 100 to 110K. So we were looking, this cost us about 1.6 million in terms of doing this pack opening. We were seeing if we can make that back, right? And as you can see, we start off kind of bad. Howard, Sampson, Green, not a great start, right? Not what you want to see. And that's why a lot of people don't like the fresh faces, is because you can get 85s out of them. And 85s are such a substantial loss, usually, that they can cook you. But like I said, with me getting my training cheap enough, I'm opening these packs at around 100 to 103K. So every 86 I get is a break for even. Every 85 I get, depending on the 85, because there was 2 85s that met the criteria, Nick Anderson and Delano, where I could sell them for 90K. I only lost about 15K on those. The other 85s, I lost big time, like 20 to 30. So now into the next pack here. Like I said, I've been the face of fresh faces for so long that I've always willing to try them. So this ended up being like a 3.2 million experiment between the Alumni and between these packs here, just to see if we can cook, right? To see if we can make things happen. Through our first 4 packs, I was worried. I'm not going to lie. I was extremely worried through the first 4 packs, 385s, 186. And even through the first 5 packs, we get an 86. Because the 86s, remember, are break even. The 85s, depending on the one, is a loss. A small loss or a substantial loss. So yeah, through 5, 6 packs, almost halfway through, I was super, super worried. 4 85s, 2 86s. I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a mistake. I'm going to end up losing 400 or 500K at the end of the day. And then, bada bing, bada boom, this happens. Now, I've held on to this because he is an 88 overall. And at the time I was recording this, he was just in packs for a few more hours. So I was like, I'm just going to hold on to him. There's no point selling him for 320. He's a 70K rental at this point in time. Let's hope he goes up. He's the best user in the game, has the highest speed, highest change of direction. I'm hoping he goes up to 400 or 500K. I actually have 6 of them. Right, so we're hoping that we can cook in regards to that, and those 6 actually help us out. And then we go back to back with a Brandon Cisse. So that was another 220K pool, which was an absolute W. To go 300K, 200K pool, that's what you want to see. And that's the thing with these fresh face rolls. You tread water, and then when you get a boom, it's so huge of a boom that it makes up for all those you were treading water, even though some that you lost too. Because remember, with the 85s, right, I was losing maybe 10, 15K per, 10, 50K per. And then we get an LTD. So, in our first 5 packs, we were getting cooked. And then in these last 3 out of 4 packs, we actually did the cooking. Now, with Shockey, it was a little bit different. I sold him just because I wanted to get him off my team because he's going to be in packs throughout Rush and into Monday. So I expect him to get down to like 280K. So I took my 320 and I ran. right? Took my 320 and I ran, sold them, got them out of there. So yeah, man, these packs, they do hold value, if I'm being completely honest. Because like I said, if you get your training cheap enough, around 40 to 45, which at the time I'm recording this, the audio, training's a little bit more expensive. It's around the 50 mark than it was the 40. And even I got some at 32. As we get another Anthony Hill, it can be valuable for you, man. It absolutely can be valuable, but you do have to get your training cheap enough. If you don't get your training cheap enough, it's not valuable whatsoever. And that's just me being completely honest and upfront with y'all to the best that I can. It's not always valuable if you can't get your training up front. So we actually end up making coins back. Jeremiah Wilson, because we got our training cheap enough, after everything we touted up sold for 2.3 million coins after tax. It's like 2.1. So we actually ended up making 400 to 500K back out of this pack opening. So it wasn't bad. It was not bad at all. So it actually ended up working out. So I appreciate you boys, and hopefully you guys did enjoy.